Call the names. Wake the room. Wake the room. Wake the room! Lou, Rex, Pam Ray, Naomi, Afasiana, Babbler, Monarch Soul, Jojo, Gray Eyes, fill my eyes. Poets assemble. No masks, no manners. Say it plain, or say it broken. Monday night in the garden of enlightenment. Low light lit minds, every line got intent. Clock ticks crooked and the room turns vigilant. Quiet so loud you can hear what the tension meant. Then it slips after midnight, manners get murdered. Nice little masks get cracked by a word or a murmur. Twisted Tuesdays twist truth till it turns on its heel. Clean cut faces go strange when the dark gets real. You can feel that shit, that slick little slip when the grin stays sweet, but the eyes don't sit. Like the room grew ribs, like the walls grew ears, like the hush got hands and it's pulling you near. And the words don't rest, they press. Put a heel on the chest, leave a dent in the breath. Every line like a knock from the back of the brain. Like you came in one shape, you won't leave the same. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whispering the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Say it plain, say it broken. Late night poets, Wednesday breaks, parts in the parts, ink down the spine, half halo, half hazard, both hands in the light. In the yard, a seduction walks soft through the smoke. Silk on the tongue with the blade in the joke. Books and bards wakes dust in the depth of the shelves. Old ghosts lean out and start naming themselves in a craft and sullen up the ache. Gets a voice, pain stands up street and makes silence a choice. Then break on through when the devil gives way. When the masses sink but the pulse says pray. Echoes in the dark, go hunt the fear. That thing with no name starts ringing in your ear. Say it, say it. Fill my eyes with poetry, don't water it down. Let it bite, let it bloom, let it burn through the crowd. Bad company grins like a bruise, dressed smart. And rhythm and rhyme puts a boot through the heart. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whisper in the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Say it plain, say it broken. Late night poets, some come shattered, some come slick. Some speak honey with a blade in it. Some sound velvet, some sound wire. Some walk in low and take the room higher. Some come holy, some come liars. That's the thing! This ain't filler for the dead space, no. This is pulse with a pen, this is blood with a nickel. This is breath to the backbone, ink with the crown. Live mics, live nerves, truth laid bare in the round. This is the beautiful mess, the bruise and the bloom. The line that cuts clean and makes a little room. Late souls, wide eyes, all love in the dark. A room full of hearts beating hard through the dark. Wake the room, wake the room. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. and more. Late night poets, when the clock slips past polite, we tell the truth. L&P, we love you. Stay frosty.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Twisted Tuesdays with the Twisted Sisters. I hope everyone's having a great week and an even better week to follow. And hi, Pam.
Hey, Phil, how's it going?
Oh my gosh, oh, it's going so well. You know,
Good.
Yeah, nothing
I'm
but
good.
nothing but a bunch of steroids once off. It's good. It's all good.
Good.
Yeah. So anyway, how's your weather?
It is, well, right now it's a fairly comfortable 71 degrees. Our high today was 83, which is a little cooler than it was yesterday. It's a bit humid, but not as bad as it has been.
Right.
Oh my gosh, yesterday morning I walked to the store because I wanted to go there and back before it got too hot. And it was like just steam and mist and fog. I mean, it looked like a Stephen King movie. If the moon had been shining, I would have expected, I don't know, creatures to jump out or something. But we are supposed to be getting some of that rain in the next few days, so we'll see how that goes.
That should help, I would hope. Today,
yes.
Our high was 83, and it was so humid when I went out to go to the doctor's. It was horrendous. And,
oh my gosh! Yeah.
Since then, we've dropped down to 71, and it's been raining on and off since I guess around 9 o'clock. And it's supposed to rain on and off throughout the night. And,
yep.
As long as it gets rid of the humidity, I'm a happy girl. You know, tomorrow it's supposed to be thunder and lightning. Thursday's supposed to rain. You know, and then it's supposed to start back up again on Monday next week. We go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if we can't get rid of humidity with all that rain, I don't think there's a hope. I don't think there's any hope. But I'll be glad to see the humidity go, and I like the 70s. 70s, I can handle the low 80s. I really can. I just don't do humidity well.
Oh, yeah. I get that. The humidity, like I've said before, temperature just gets to me, but definitely the more humid it is, the more difficult I find it to function.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My neighbor Yumpy said that it was 71 there and raining on and off all day. Our rain didn't start until about 7:30 tonight, which was kind of like, ugh. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Nice day tomorrow. He said it was a lovely day to write and relax. I like the way he
Well, that's good timing.
Yeah, I mean that's honest too. I mean, if you're not going to go out and you're not going to do anything else, you may as well relax.
Right.
You know, someday I'll write again. I don't know when. It'll bite me in the toe, and I'll go, oh wait, I should write about that. You know, until then, I'll just hang in there. And hello to whoever is listening over on YouTube. We never mean to leave you out. It's just. I don't know. It's just tougher to see everybody over there because we don't know who it is or anything else. So.
Oh, absolutely. But we do appreciate our listeners.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, let's see. What do we have going on tonight, Pam? Tell us all about it. Pam. Oh no, where is Pam? Pam? Well, I don't know where Pam went. I think she fell apart.
19 plus an extra one on the.
I didn't hear anything except for the number 19. Not one other word came through, Pam. Sorry. I still don't hear you.
And quantity. Oh, can you hear me all right?
No. The first word I
Oh,
heard after I asked you what was going on tonight was the word 19. And then you said something
uh-oh.
about quantity, and that's all I heard. So I heard the word 19 on
Oh,
quantity.
yes, 19. We went from yesterday morning, we were at 11 entries. Then it jumped up to 19. Plus, we got an extra one on the board. So quality and quantity.
Right?
And so a little bit about the artist. Marina Del Pozo is a Spanish contemporary artist based in Las Rosas, Madrid. She's known for her expressive portraits, colorful landscapes, and series such as Geisha, Madonna, and Bowles, created in acrylic, watercolor, and pastels. Her work blends figurative and abstract elements, often featuring richly detailed portraits and vibrant travel-inspired landscapes. She has developed a range of techniques, including sumi, which is Japanese ink wash, from a 6-month stay in Japan, which marked a turning point in her career. Her mediums include, well, I already said that. She often draws inspiration from some of her favorite artists, paying tribute to her work. Her art invites viewers on a real invitation to travel, reflecting her love for exploration and cultural exchange. Japan's influence is evident in her color palettes and composition sensibilities, while her Madrid roots inform her figurative focus. She is, you can find her artwork for sale on Saatchi Art and other websites. She's active in social media, so anybody who didn't go to the contest and check out her artwork, you can just look up Marina Del Pozo, and you can find her artwork all over the internet. I highly recommend checking it out. She has such a beautiful use of color.
Yeah. Well, it sounds wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And hello to Team
Yeah.
Manzano and to Angela. Nice to have you both.
Oh, hello, Angela. Good to see you. And I see Maestro in Late Night Poets.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he's listening, but
Right. And Tim is with us. I asked him if he wanted me to pick him up, but he has not answered. I think he was ducking the question.
aha.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Good to see him. Yeah.
Always. So, what is shaking? He's got a duck. I know that's not a chicken because I know you were on all night last night. Don't you try and fool with me. Anyway. Oh, he's ducking the question. I think that's what the duck was for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to start a game of duck, duck, goose.
I'm so slow sometimes. It takes me a while to catch one. But yes, so so it sounds like a good show.
I think so. I'm looking forward to delving into the poetry and, of course, hanging out with you and other cool poets.
Yeah. It's always fun. It is always fun. So let me see. Tim, do you want to tell us about your weather before we get started here? It's always nice. He's not at home and he doesn't have his stuff. And Angela, how about you? How's your weather tonight? May as well do that because I have not concluded the weather report. Oh, Angela says it's raining there too. It must be raining everywhere. See? You're going to get it, Pam.
I am. And, it's unfortunately not going to be raining men. So,
No. No. I'm going to keep my comment on that one to myself. And Team Manzano says it's 82 degrees in California. So that's always nice.
I love that. I love that joke that says, I just realized that "Raining Men" and "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" is the same song from different perspectives.
There you go. There you go. I like that one. I like that one. Mhm. Yeah, that's funny. I like that. I hope I remember it later. you know. Um.
I feel like it's one of those things that once you hear it, it's difficult to forget.
Oh, you never know with me. We never know, do we? No. 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 Okay. Well, Pam, do you wanna start the show, or do you wanna hang on
Yeah,
for?
let's go for
Okay.
it.
And hello, Maestro. Okay, Pam, I'm putting this first one up for you. It's called "Breakup" by Page Crawler 1-1. And whenever you are ready.
All right. With every step he takes away from her, her heart constricts another notch. A cold, invisible veil descends lower across her stone-washed face, a curtain falling for the last time that will end the drama of them. Lights slowly dimming to black. She was heart-skip aware how his quicksilver lips could caress her own, that are now dried and cracked from shocked despair into vibrant life, until their breaths were one. She'd also tasted his cruelty, the vitriol that would spill from those same lips, his thoughtless actions that made her feel like a weed in a garden, an undesired intrusion. Too many wounds have left too many scars. Now her eyes, exhausted from the weight of them, watch him disappear into the empty night forever. End poem.
Oh, nice read, Pam. Nice read. I was going over to try and find the image. Um, what a great piece. There's a lot of imagery, and I think that the emotions in it were well expressed. There was a lot of great lines. She was heart skip aware how his quicksilver lips could caress her own, that are now dried and cracked from shocked despair into vibrant life, until their breaths were one. She'd also tasted his cruelty, the vitriol that would spill from those same lips, his thoughtless actions that made her feel like a weed in a garden, an undesired intrusion. Great, great piece. I mean, well written and nicely done. Page Crawler is a brand new name to me. Um, so I think that this was just really well done. And thank you so much for sharing with us, Page Crawler 1-1.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I know I've seen their work a few times, but I think it had been a while. So it's good to see them again. This has really strong emotive lines, amazing imagery and metaphors. I like the reference to quicksilver lips, the mercury, the idea that the words coming from the mouth is painful, poisonous, abusive. This is definitely a strong right on getting away, realizing that you're worth more, and getting away from a relationship that is both emotionally and verbally abusive. And I thought there were these great lines throughout, but I really did especially like she was heart skip aware how his quicksilver lips could caress her own, that are now dried and cracked from shock, despair into vibrant life, until their breaths were one. She also tasted his cruelty. Excellent, excellent lines and very well done. I will admit, I should have also looked up vitriol. It sounds like it's some sort of medication or poison or something.
Yeah,
I would assume.
I think that it's an emotion. Like vitriol is like, I don't know if it's anger or sadness.
Oh, okay. Yes, its definition is a bitterly harsh or caustic language or criticism.
Hmm, there you go. There you go.
Well, I
Mine was
was
not
far
gonna
off.
guess.
I was somehow thinking it sounded like some sort of like
Medication, yeah,
medication. Yes.
absolutely. Mm-mm-mm. I get it. I get it. And hello, Katina, and I think goodbye, Katina. She was here. Now you see her, and now you don't. She'll be back, I think.
Ta-da! She's like the rabbit that got pulled out of the hat.
Whoops, wrong hat. Just
Yeah.
kidding. I think Rex threw that one out the other night on the show, and it made me laugh because I was like, "Yeah, that's it. That's it." Good old Bullwinkle references. There's nothing like them. So okay, the next piece I'm going to put up is called "Bemused Expression" by Symph, and it goes a little like this: Bemused expression of reflection, years surpassed life's journey, fabricating in my own realization, like the red mane soft with the core, amber petaled braids of creation bind foundations of culture. No assuming, only self lies. Putting together yesterday's vibes, reminiscing previous paths taken, enjoying moments that divide us, wholly of scribes. My intention, staring into the candle eyes wide. Sincerity eases as shifted breezes. Through my heart I can see slow eyelids, peach tint, absorbing prayer, feeling free. Sometimes life hiccups patterns, reflecting wisdom, carries just because. The mused expression of reflection, years surpassed life's journey, fabricating in my own realization, like the red mane soft with decor, amber petaled braids of creation bind foundations of culture. End poem.
Great read there, Jean. This is absolutely a beautiful write by Symphony 8. And I think this particular painting by Marina Del Pozzo was the most chosen one. I could be wrong, but it was definitely one of the more popular ones. I think the expression on the face kind of just spoke to people. Um, I like the imagery and metaphors in this. There's kind of a gentle use of repetition. There is a use of repetition connecting the first and second stanzas, or not first and second, sorry, the first and last stanzas, which I think work really well to establish kind of a circular connection. Um, and I don't know, I feel like she, with this right, what she does is she gets into the emotional depth behind the painting, especially with that second stanza. And then both the beginning and the end, where it says amber petaled braids of creation bind foundations of culture. I feel like she read about the artist, especially with that line bind foundations of culture, because of, like I was saying, she the artist gets a lot of her inspiration from not only her culture in Spain, but visits in her long visit in Japan. And so I feel like Symphony has paid tribute to that. And so I just, I do think this is a wonderful write with so many great lines throughout. I do especially also like enjoying moments that divide is wholly of scribes, my intention staring into candle eyes wide. I think that's just a great way to describe the lighting surrounding the figurative painting, and also give a nod to some of the spiritual elements of the artist's work, like when she does the Madonna and child paintings. So really wonderful, right? And very well done.
Absolutely. And I want to apologize. When I gave title and name, I said Bemused Expression by Symph. because in the link it did not pick up Symphony 8. So I do apologize for that.
You know what? That actually, what it is she had shortened her name to Symph.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes,
I feel
yes.
better.
So in the link, it did say Symph, and then I think she changed it back to Symphony 8.
Okay. I just feel better
Yeah.
because I'm like, darn, I was sure I read that somewhere. And
Yes. So
yeah, so yeah, I want to make sure that I gave her credit in a proper fashion. But I thought this was a nicely penned piece, good imagery and a nice take on the prompt. I thought there were a lot of great lines throughout. And I picked the last two stanzas. Sincerity eases as shifted breezes through my heart I can see. Slowly, eyelids, peach tint, absorbing prayer, feeling free. Sometimes life's hiccups, patterns, reflecting wisdom carries just because. And I did like the use of that last stanza as the first and the last stanza. I thought it was a nice, yeah, I had the word in my head. Um, 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 I don't know, a great, what's the word I want, Pam? Damn it. Bookend.
I don't know.
Let's use the word bookend. It was a good
It felt
bookend.
complete. That's it.
Well,
I like the
that,
circular connection.
yes. No,
I don't know. I got to work on my mind reading techniques here,
yeah, what the
Jean.
hell's wrong with you? No,
Right.
it's more like a bookend or parentheses. It encompassed the whole piece nicely. So I enjoyed that. So well done, and thank you for sharing with us Symphony 8. Much appreciate the share. Yeah, I'm okay. Now where am I? Oh, I gotta get this piece for Pam.
Well, at least it's not as bad as when Naomi would be saying a word in French and being like, "What's the English for?" Blah blah blah, and I'd be like, "You're asking the wrong person."
Yeah, right. I wish I knew. Yeah.
Yeah.
She is funny. I get a kick out of her when she used to do that.
Yes, me too.
What's this English word for la la la? And I'm like, and I would go back and rehash the sentence in my head and see if I could guess what she was talking about. She was good like that. It was fun.
She was. Absolutely.
Yeah, sooner or later, we're going to get to hear her again.
Maybe that I'm looking forward to that.
Yes,
Naomi is definitely missed.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, Pam, this next piece is called Tossed into the Briar Patch, ouch, by John Poem. And whenever you are ready.
All right. Fling me into the weeds, where the luminous loons hatch. I testify my greatest need is to be tossed into the briar patch, where red tail wings and poplar leaves soar and settle in the plateau breeze, like the voice of Lord God walking in the cool of day. Evening air carries my thoughts away. Let me move upon the face of waters, searching for breath before a shore. Wind, earthquake, and fire, so small a voice, still and retired. Hide my cheeks in my mantle. Let me drift upward as smoke from an extinguished candle, where wind is my good friend, caressing forgiveness and affection with remembrance of death and resurrection. Wafting zephyr is my wings, Mother Nature sways and sings. Forest fragrance flows forth like the spices in a spiral course. Upcast from my primordial plateau, buoys me up as I go. Like morning fog, I dissipate, finding refuge in hemlock and poplar that consecrate. Humming a broom sedge benediction, promising neither fact nor fiction, but free as the sun touching the eastern ridge at first light, kissing goodbye to gentle night. Cool air slides down the mountainside, lifting heat from the valley like a wonder wind of spirit, like Crow Creek's rebirth from buggy top's mournful mouth, and a reverent, sweet wilderness, still the four winds in the harvest of my heart. and poem.
Nice read, Pam. I thought this was a nice piece. Let me see here. It's inspired by prompt 2. My heart sings in the wilderness. Beauty is defined by the degree of natural environment untouched by man's influence. Jesus prayed in the wilderness, and so do I. Nice, nice, nice author's note there. I thought this was a great piece. I enjoyed a lot of the imagery that was throughout. And it was so funny because when it started out and you said, it says tossed into the briar patch. I always thought a briar patch had thorns. I don't know why, but I always thought that. And I'm thinking, now wait a minute. Why would you want to be thrown into a bush of thorns? But I went and looked and it's a flower of sorts. And I did not know that. See how silly I am? I don't know. But I did like the imagery in this. I picked it up near the end, the last 3. Humming a broomsedge benediction, promising neither fact nor fiction, but free as the sun touching the eastern ridge at first light, kissing goodbye to gentle night. Cool air slides down the mountainside, lifting heat from the valley like a wonder wind of spirit. Like Crow Creek's rebirth from Buggy Top's mournful mouth, and a reverent sweet wilderness still the 4 winds in the harvest of my heart. I thought they were really nice lines. I like the free as the sun touching the eastern ridge at first light, kissing goodbye to gentle night. I like that. I thought that had a really nice appeal to it. And then from Buggy Top's mournful mouth. Buggy Tops. What is that, Pam? Is that a reference to an actual buggy top, or is that something else I don't know?
I don't know if it's something different. Like, I would think with it being capitalized and put together, like it has to be like a mountain or something, but that's only a guess. Because right. I mean, he's got Crow Creeks and Buggy Tops, right. Mournful mouth. Like it feels like it's gotta be something connected with nature.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what it is, but it fit in there. I mean,
there is a Buggy Top cave in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. There you go. So that would be a mournful mouth. Would be the cave entrance. Okay.
Yes.
See how smart you are. And you say
Google's much smarter than I am.
Wait. Somebody else came up with it. Well, kudos to whoever it was. But yeah, I did like this. I did like this very much, and there's great lines, and as I said, great imagery. So, nice job, John Poem, and thank you for sharing with us. Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I will tell you, first off, Jean, I don't think your thinking was that off with the whole briar patch thing, because briar patches do have thorns. Oh. And in fact, when I read that first stanza, I immediately thought of the story of Brer Rabbit, and Brer Fox, and how he tricked Brer Fox into throwing him into the briar patch because he knew that he could work his way around the thorns, but Brer Fox could not. And
it's funny because that's where my mind went at first, but I can't tell you. It's been so long since I've heard that story.
Oh my gosh, it's been ages for me too.
Yeah, but I couldn't recall what the briar patch was, but I'm like, I thought there was thorns. But throwing you into the briar patch does not sound like fun, John Poem. Just want you to know.
Yep. But I do think the I testify my greatest need is to be tossed into the briar patch is metaphorical for either that idea of, being willing to go through pain in order to, transform as a person or grow as a person, or even, knowing that to escape the clutches of the enemy. I don't know. I do feel like
it makes sense. It makes sense to hear you say it like that. It's just when I first read the line, I went, ouch. Then I thought, well, there might be wrong. So I went.
Gotta escape Brer Fox.
Yeah. That's ouch for sure.
I don't know why that story just always stuck with me. And I honestly haven't thought of it in like years. And I can't say it's been since childhood, because I remember reading it to my nieces and nephews But my oldest niece is like 30 something with kids of her own, so
Oh my
it's been a
goodness.
while.
Yeah.
But all right, I better comment on this and let you do your tippity tappity typing.
I did my
And
but thank you.
but yeah, I love the nature references. I have to say, for me, this is definitely one of my favorites of John Poem. And you know, I like a lot of his writing, but the flow of this is beautiful. I mean, there's not a consistent rhyme scheme, but
Right.
it still has a really nice flow. Wonderful imagery. Um, I like how this speaks on the idea of connecting with God
Yes.
in nature, and you know how all the elements of nature can connect with your spirit. I have to say, cave searching is never something you'll find me do. I just, oh my gosh. You know, well, maybe like a giant cave, but I've been watching videos lately and I don't know why. I think it's just one of those things that it's like watching videos that terrify you of people who go crawling into, like, they go exploring caves where they have to be on their hands and knees. And I'm just like, nope, nope, not me, too claustrophobic. But
Yeah.
oh man, I like how this speaks of the highs and lows. And you know, the power and the beauty found within Mother Nature. And I thought there were such great lines throughout, but I especially like wafting zephyr is my wings. Mother Nature sways and swings. Forest fragrance flows forth like the spices in a spiral course. Just absolutely an amazing write and very well done.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not big on like tight places either, Pam, like that. Dark,
Oh my gosh.
small.
Yeah, especially if you start watching, I highly recommend don't start watching videos of like tragedies that happen in caves.
Yeah. I've seen
Oh
a
my
couple.
gosh.
Yes, I've seen a couple. I saw a whole movie about that. I forget what it was called now,
Oh,
but I'll have to tell you what it was. It was pretty like, oof, I don't think so. That was me. I don't think so. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Gene, what are you doing? Okay, this next phone, Yumpy, I'm going to apologize ahead of time. This, T Manzano said he can call in for a while. Yay!
oh, wonderful.
Hi, Tim. Don't have to tell me twice.
You guys can hear me?
I can.
Hey, Tim.
Hey guys, what's going on? Yeah, I just got home and I thought I'd jump on here real quick and help out wherever I can or read some poetry, I guess.
Nice to have you join us.
Well, good. Oh, am I
Is
still
he
here?
muted?
I think she is. Can you
I
guys hear
can
me
hear.
good enough?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Your voice sounds scratchy, but I hear you.
Oh, my voice is always scratchy. I think my mom fed me sand when I was a child.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's muted.
Oh, yeah, I was. I was coughing and choking.
Ah,
It's
gotcha.
okay. I survived. It's okay now. Oh, and sneezing. Just that I mentioned that. Listen, I take back my apology to Yumpy because since Tim has joined us, I'm going to give Tim this piece to read.
Ah, okay.
Yes, right on time.
All right.
On time.
All right, Yumpy, I hope I do it justice.
I'm sure you will. Sorry about that. Excuse me.
Sure,
This
no
one is
problem.
called Shorelines of Memories by Yumpy. And whenever
All
you're
right,
ready, Tim.
thank you. Shorelines of Memories by Yumpy. The sea rewrites my memories in cursive foam, a gentle hand smoothing the jagged edges where yearning and ache reside, softening doubts, intensifying the longing that stirs in my chest. Footprints linger in sand like fading ink, departing echoes of lost and remembrance, reminders of what I've left behind, quiet guides towards all the wastes ahead, all that waits ahead. the waves tenderly easing the residue of yesterday's sorrow, replacing it with a tenderness only water can bestow. I walk this timeless border where waves caress land like a confession, slipping through trembling limbs, hesitant, quivering, afraid of being unheard. Each wave carries a fragment, like a footnote, of what I left behind, cleansing it, dulling it. The tides carry those quiet, drifting, unwritten remnants towards the horizon's shimmering azure eternity. The horizon waits, a patient keeper of longing, a place where the ache goes to rest. Yet the waves return with memories I've long forgotten, chapters lost in the vastness of time, salty echoes, uninvited, faithful in their recollection. And in the slow exhale, the ebb and flow, the truth unfolds like an unfinished paragraph. Some things aren't made to stay, not even the ones we yearn to keep, but everything leaves a trace on the quiet shores of remembrance. End poem.
Wonderful read there, Tim, and what an amazing write by Yumpy. And Jean, your thoughts?
Sorry. Oh, my goodness. This is beautifully penned piece by Yumpy. Gorgeous lines throughout. You know, it was really enjoyable and very visual, and it's in the imagery. I picked it up here. I walked this timeless border where waves caress land like a confession, slipping through trembling lips, hesitant, quivering, afraid of being unheard. Each wave carries a fragment like a footnote of what I left behind, cleansing it, dulling it. The tides carrying those quiet, drifting, unwritten remnants toward the horizon, shimmering azure eternity. Beautiful. Each one of these stanzas was very, I don't know, just so well done and enjoyable. So wonderful piece, Yumpy, and thanks for sharing with us tonight. This was a great piece. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. I have to agree. Great comment. And Tim, your thoughts?
Oh yeah, you guys can hear me. I've got my mic on and off here.
Yep.
Okay, good. You know what, first of all, talking Yumpy here. I mean, the guy's, he's always got top shelf stuff and always very relatable and has a lot of imagery. This one definitely does not lack in there. I mean, there's just something nice about, this one. It doesn't rush. I tend to read slower, especially with pieces like this. I feel like it needs to be given room to breathe. And it definitely was deserving of it. It was such a well-crafted piece. It just keeps circling back to the shoreline image, which, without like wearing it out, which I really appreciated. I'm sorry, my voice is especially cracky tonight. The footnote and unfinished paragraph bits caught me. It was kind of a fun swerve into writing about writing imagery in the middle of all that, water and sand. It feels like the poem knows, it's an imperfect record of something which, fits the whole theme of the memory of, being unreliable. It's a really good mood piece. It was really easy for me to sink into. Well done, Yumpy. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely. I have to agree. Yeah, this has wonderful imagery and metaphors. Just a really strong emotional impact. I like the metaphor of the ocean, the waves, and the footprints in the sand being the idea of those memories that stay with us, those moments that stay with us temporarily and are eventually washed away. And yet they stay within our memory. This just has some absolutely beautiful lines throughout. But I did especially like that third stanza that starts with, I walk this timeless border where waves caress land like a confession slipping through trembling lips, hesitant, quivering, afraid of being unheard. And I mean, I won't read the whole stanza, but honest to goodness, that whole stanza and really so much of the entire right, I just found absolutely beautiful and very well done by Yumpy. And back to you, Jean.
Eugene is not here. I keep telling all of you that.
Oh, man. How do you know? Maybe he's hiding in a corner, ready to jump out.
No. He was here, I would know.
You would know it.
I would know. Yes. Yes. Okay, this next piece I'm going to put up is called At Water's Edge by Oak Blue 34. And by the way, Timon, that was an excellent read of Yumpy's poem. The pace was just right on that. I thought it was very well done on that. So At Water's Edge by Oak Blue 34. And I think it's my turn. So, my toes dug deep in the sand, like roots searching for groundwater, as the moontide drew sea foam around my ankles. The water was cold, delicious, receding only to return, kissing my skin soft as a whisper. Above a perfect V of brown pelicans swept low over the water, gliding like dark arrowheads through the air. A lone seagull landed near my feet, cawing as if it were an impatient landlord, demanding I move. I stood still in time, rooted in the tide like a statue, as the next wave brought more foam, more cold. The seagull finally gave up, rising to chase the pelicans, its wings flashing against the sky like a tossed coin. End poem.
Great read there, Jean. And what a wonderful write by Oak Blue 34. I love the imagery in this. And Tim, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought, I love this one. It's got like I don't know, I feel like it maybe has a little bit of sense of humor in it. The seagull as an impatient landlord is such a great, kind of image, unexpected. It snaps you right out of the dreamy toes in the sand mood and makes you laugh a little bit. I love that. Then it really closes out nicely with, the wings flashing like a toss coin, which is such a great visual. I mean, you could really see it in the mind's eye. It's just nice. It's grounded, it's still. It's got a nice balance, against all that motion happening above, the pelicans, the gull chasing off. It feels playful, observational, broody, more observational than broody, I should say, which is, fun contrast if you're running it after that last line. It's well done. It was very well conditioned and balanced, and I would almost say restrained just a little bit, but still found it really, really nicely done.
Oh, I have to agree. Absolutely. By the way, Tim, if you're not doing this already, I'd highly recommend you be sipping yourself some hot water with honey and lemon in it. So,
room temperature red wine, I think, works pretty good.
Red wine.
I don't know, Tim. I was choking to death. I didn't hear her offering me any suggestions. I want you to know that, son. Say that out loud,
It's allergy season out here in California right now. We're pretty dry, and there's a lot of stuff in the air. So, I kind of go, maybe I sound a little bit like Laurent. He's got such a
Well, we'll just pretend you've got like one of those, I don't know, sexy noir style voices in a smoky jazz club.
Giving you way too much.
Yeah. And Jean, next time you choke, make sure to drink some red wine.
There you go.
Well, now we're talking. I thought you were going to tell me some more water and stuff. I mean, I had the water, I had a lemon, I had some honey. I had all that stuff. Now she wants me to drink red wine. I don't even have any of that. See how she does?
Oh, darn it.
Forget it, ma'am. Just forget it. Too late.
Oh, my gosh. Too funny.
Yeah.
Too funny. But I love
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
love the imagery in this. And I will say Oak Blue 34 not only is a talented poet, but he's also an amazing photographer. Him and his wife actually travel all over the place and take a lot of pictures of birds. So I can definitely see his personal stamp within this imagery choice. He's got this, I don't know where to find his photography. I know occasionally he'll post images in groups, but he has this just absolutely amazing photograph because him and his wife took a trip down a river, and he's got a photograph he took of a jaguar in a tree. And I thought, wow, that is just absolutely gorgeous. But I really not only like the imagery, but the word choicing is this, especially the descriptions of the seagull. I have to say that is so spot on. Like he really has captured the personality of the seagull. I guess especially with that second stanza in the last one, but excellent lines and very well done. And Jean, I think I didn't have you comment yet, so go ahead and do that and bring us on to the next one.
Absolutely. Yeah, I thought that this was a wonderful write by Oak Blue 34. Make sure I get my number right. It was great imagery, and I thought the pictures he were so well painted in this. Um, he was spot on because you can visualize what he was saying. You know, I know it says great imagery and picture painted about the same thing, but I find them to be a little bit different. Sometimes imagery comes off a little differently to me. I really enjoyed it, and I picked it up here above a perfect view of brown pelicans swept low over the water, gliding like dark arrowheads through the air. A lone seagull landed near my feet, cawing as if it were an impatient landlord demanding I move. I stood still in time, rooted in the tide like a statue, as the next wave brought more foam and more cold. I could just picture those pelicans, and I could picture this seagull. Seagulls, boy, they're tough. They're tough critters. They are.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yes, yes, quite demanding, and they're
Oh
thieves.
yeah, and they will grab food right out of your hand.
Take it out of your mouth if you're in between.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
they're tough. But this was a wonderful piece. So thank you, Oak Blue, for sharing with us tonight. Much enjoyed. Okay, so now coming back to Pam, and I'm behind in the times. Wrong button. Da, 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 da. Okay, this piece is called The Sovereign Reprise by Lena 61. So Pam, whenever you are ready.
All right. I am the daughter of the Q, the quest of it she knew, inheriting the weight of water, geometry of air, the invisible, the consequence to bear, indivisible. Kelly Green, my mother's side, O'Hearn, the mass of her concern, the power of the ocean, the master of discernment, the raindrop quenching fern, inferno, snuff out the poison, infer the peace, purify and watch it burn. I shed the skin stretched thin, membranes draining down the funnel. Flowers flash her tomb of ash, violets, greens, silvers, blues, a vibrant tunnel, the sonic space between one and two. My father sighed. My name is a scale, the judge is Iser, tracking emotion with motion, a fire climbing higher, a sovereign heat, the phoenix rising. I want the whole meal, not just the pieces, not appetizer. I want it mixed, webbed, and sealed, synthesizer, bringing my own fire to make my earth, my hearth, my right, my birth. Turn the dial, gray crocodile, purple smile, turn to blue. I stand at the gate of reason, watching the seasons paint by numbers. I squeeze ice from crystals. I travel the walls of mind. During slumber, I walk my spine, measure the skin, find the hinge, make it shine. Today I looked into the mirror. My eyes flashed something new. I reached, then looked away. He whispered, follow through. I see deep. I see you. I read the moment into a line design. I see between the leaves and the labor's fruits. No borrowed life in sight, just vines springing from the root. I am the synth, the spectral vision of the visionary beat, palette in one hand, rainbow mallet in the other. I measure texture, hue, and tone. I mix the parts just right. Somatic engineer synthesize. One hand flies the dove, laying light while the shadow roams free. I am the falcon that does not blink. I am the clock tower that keeps on for hours, ticking the shape of how we think. Sunk down the drain, we swish and we sink. Generational trauma rewritten, revised, the ancestral reprise. Mysteries solved, new waves arise. Let the blues crash and fade. We rise, I spiral, I shudder, I shake. Mountain with magma flow, earthquake. Purple Kool-Aid parade, fool, jewel, jade, and poem. What a powerful right here by Lena 61. And your thoughts, Tim?
I think you said Jean, so I'll answer you. I thought this was a great piece by Lena and a nice take on the work of Marina Del Pozo. She says in her author's notes, this was inspired by the paintings of Marina Del Pozo. This poem responds to the emotional atmosphere of her work rather than any single image. Her surreal landscapes and symbolic figures opened a space to explore memory, inheritance, and transformation. Drawing from my experience of synesthesia, where sound, color, texture, and emotional naturally intertwine. The sovereign reprise, intelligence perception itself as a form. Scales, frequencies, minerals, geometry, and fire become metaphors for examining our emotional patterns and reshaping them into something new. I'm not going to read the last stanza of her author's notes, but I think she did a fine job capturing the feeling behind the images. And I picked it up here. I am the sense, the spectral vision of the visionary beat. Palette in one hand, rainbow mallet in the other. I measure texture, hue, and tone. I mix the parts just right. Somatic engineer, synthesize. I thought that was a nice section there, and I thought that it reflected back maybe to herself, but also to the artist. So well done, Lena, and thanks for sharing with us.
Oh, I have to agree. Those were particularly strong lines, and great a comment there, Jean. I was looking up azizer, and aziz is a noun, as a session of English court formerly held by judges traveling through various counties. Okay, so very cool, very cool. Sometimes just learning the definition of a single word really adds to the layer of the poem. And Tim, your thoughts?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say what a great read, Pam. That was really well done. And skip a beat on that. It was just so well done. So Jean kind of took my favorite stanza out of there. I want the whole meal, not just the pieces, not appetizer. I want it.
Well, she's probably happy to hear that because her stanzas are always getting stolen. So it's about time she stole somebody's.
Well, she stole mine.
Oh
boy. And so I don't know. I mean, this is really intense and it's packed. It feels like she's trying to untangle who she is from like both sides of her family, the mom side and the dad side, kind of mixing the fire and the water and ash, like she's, rebuilding herself. It was really interesting take. At least that's what I got out of it. It was like she's trying to unpack these two sides. Lots of cool sound play, the rhythm that she has in her lines. Infer the peace, purify, gray crocodile, purple smile. I'm not really sure what those lines mean, but they have a lot of that that rhythm that goes into it. And what's the word I'm looking for when you've got good words that kind of flow together? I don't know, I'm having brain aneurysm right now, I guess, but and I'm sure the word will come to me later. But the line that really got me was the generational trauma, rewritten, revised, the ancestral reprise. It feels like kind of the heart of the whole thing for me, anyway. Walking through, it's like just trying to process and walk through a bunch of family stuff, and then coming out on the other side. It's kind of like what I picked up on it. Very, very dense. There's a lot going on in this piece, but very well written. I really liked it.
Nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Tim. Yeah, I did think this was powerful with the amazing imagery and metaphors. I like how she shows us both, the ancestral line in a way of her mother giving nod to the Irish side and then giving nod to the English side on her father, and does speak on the idea of generational trauma and the importance of healing from it. But the idea of acknowledging your ancestry, but knowing that there are some things that should not be carried forward, some things that you need to be able to find the strength to rise out of the ashes and become your own individual self. And I thought there were really great lines throughout. But I especially like, I am the clock tower that keeps on 4 hours, ticking the shape of how we think. Sunk down the drain, we swish and we sink. Generational trauma, rewritten, revised, the ancestral reprise. Mystery solved, new waves arise. Wonderful, wonderful lines and very well done. And back to you, Phil.
Okie dokie. Well, Tim, I'm coming to you with this next piece. And this is called Fields by Bear Den 7. So whenever you are ready.
Let's see. Let me pick it up here. Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa. Is that right?
Well, yeah.
That one's going to be tough to read. We're going to give this a shot here. All right. You see what I'm seeing, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fields by Bear Den 7. Finding pure time, a wandering field, open eyes, carry on. A silent voice calls, almost alive as it hides. Is it as it cries? As it cries. I remember stepping into this watercolor made of light, sipping shade, a shared desire, carrying moist colors. A tear come like wildfire. A tear come like wildfire, sorry. Alone out there, years, walking, wrapped in a linen sigh, a black coat, spirit, man-formed, sensing a final goodbye. Cloaked as a ghost, holding back, owning a soldier's tie to density, awakening border's edge soul, still in love with human infinity. A balanced stone of deep earth, despair, lots among unproven certainty, no thing and everything, always life, ideas of being formed. Crystals, inhaling, beauties imaged, illusions of experience, born maybe, lonely memory, living another generational dawn as it's torn from eternity. I am the paper, I am pigments, color palette knife, mixed by brush. I am the young, the old, all of it now, all at once. I am the pre-pencil soft lines, nearly invisible, erasures, tempted to fly away. Oh, how I wept, mystery, till my body was deleted with everyone else. Then elemental questions overloaded in wanton destruction's history made into a landfill. offering my salt waters that paint my next steps as it often stays, standing still. My reasons, dreams, new birth, innocent wonder, ready to die. There, stepping out of the woods into a heart field where I belonged, a living black pillar, another's painting. Yes, another running shadow wronged. Yet whispered songs sing then fade, in restlessness long ago began. I'm in that place every day, yet the light lit me up, being a particle, a ballet, a blank creature roaming under the sun. Like night's emotional place hides me now as I return. All of life, using the same force, feeling for another world. Living memory, opening flower maps, which always shone. Patterned sparks, like bright, majestic, golden summer delilahs. A gentle circle pointing to yesterday's living tomorrow in love's deep breathing affairs of life we were meant to seek. You see me, you see me, you see me, waiting faithfully, creating, loving it all till I'm gone. Something new, something old, something blue, something borrowed. Out here in the deep field, in the heartbeat of nostalgia's moment and belief, wondering for how much longer I will remain. All of us a tear, all of us a story and a poem, a prayer's summer day survived. Another step, another home. Maybe God finally come alive, walks in this field, maybe as a ideal thought, then becomes the wind, until my fabric coat returns my life back into a dark angel's back, lit flying wings, hop, and poem. Whew,
Great read there, Tim. Not an easy read, but you really carried it through. I thought this was a wonderful take on the chosen prompt, which was the header image in the contest. It's a beautifully written ekphrastic piece, which is in Bear Den 7's typical style of using extra spacing, which kind of gives you that thought of the pause, the slowing down to absorb the words. I'm always curious. I know I'm sure he's told me before. I'll have to look back at why he signs all his poems with Hop. I'll have to look back and see if I can find that. But I like that he pays tribute. Like I said, this is a wonderful ekphrastic piece, especially in the first part. Like a lot of this is painting with words, putting into words what one observes in the painting. But I also feel like there's this personal and almost spiritual connection to observing the painting that he feels, that connects it with his own life. And I feel like it takes the mind back in time, and also speaks on a deeper connection, not only with nature, but with other people as well. I really thought this had some great lines throughout. But I especially like where it says, like night's emotional place hides me now as I return, all of life using the same force, feeling for another world, living memory, opening flowers, maps, which always shone pattern sparks like bright, majestic, golden summer dahlias. A gentle circle pointing to yesterday's living tomorrow in love's deep breathing affairs of life we were meant to seek. The idea of loving and living and just embracing life to the fullest. That's what those lines speak to me on. So absolutely an amazing write and very well done. And Jean, your thoughts? Is Jean on mute?
That was the best
No.
comment I have ever made.
I bet.
I thought this was a really nice take on the prompt. I thought there were good lines throughout, and the trust. And I agree with you, Pam. I like how he kind of put himself into this image, and you can kind of almost feel it that he's speaking about himself and the image, and it was very cleverly done in that respect. I did pick it up here. Alone out there, years walking, wrapped in a linen sigh. I like that linen sigh. I thought that was clever. A black coat, spirit, man form, sensing a final goodbye. Cloaked as a ghost, holding back, owning a soldier's tie to destiny. Awakening border edges, soul, still in love with human infinity. A balanced stone of deep earth despair, lost among unproven certainty. No thing and everything, always life ideas, of being formed crystals, inhaling beauties and imaged illusions of experience born. Maybe lonely memory, living another's generational dawn as it's torn from eternity. If I could read it, we'd much better. But I did. I thought this was very well done. And thank you, Bear Den 7, for sharing with us. Yeah, nice piece.
Absolutely.
Nice piece.
Absolutely. Great comment, Jean. And Tim, your thoughts?
Well, obviously, this is a lot to read. I picked up that it was a rhyming poem, but I didn't feel like I could catch the cadence because of the way that the line spacing was, and I'm just not familiar with that. I guess maybe I'm just not as well read of a lot of these different styles, but I could see where a lot of these were the enjambments for me were kind of messing me up a little bit. I apologize. I hope I didn't do Bear Den 7 any injustice here, because it was a really good write. But yeah, it felt like it's written that way on purpose for one thing. I could see that now as I reread it while you guys were giving your comments. There's a lot of breathing in it. For me, it was more stumbling, but it was a lot of breathing in it. It's like you're reading a stream of consciousness in real time. That's kind of how it felt, like it's just coming out. And it was coming out all over the place. There was a lot of weird capitalization and gaps to it. But I really think that it's what speaks to the honesty that matches the content. So it's got that I'm everything at once energy, jumping from like the painter pigment imagery to soldiers to Delilahs to angels without really kind of like settling anywhere. It was kind of. I'm going to come back and reread this. It was tough for me to really track, so I'm definitely going to have to read it again. And I think while reading it, a lot of times when you're reading, there's some predictable lines or maybe predictable cadence, and this just didn't have any predictability to it for me. So I had to go reread it. So I'm going to reread it again. But from what I read, it looks like it's really, really well done. It's all on purpose. Nothing's a mistake, I don't think. So I enjoyed reading it. I am going to have to say I'm going to have to jump off. My wife just got home and she's got stuff for me to do, and I would love to stick around, but I'm going to have to.
We understand the honey-do list has to be done.
That's right.
You bet.
Well, thank you, Tim, for sharing time with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, guys.
Fun.
Thank you so much.
Okay, take care. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think the only thing with Bear Den 7 is if he had used short lines instead of those long breaks in the sentences, I think it would have made it a much smoother read. But other than that, it was a good piece. And yeah, it's not an easy one to read, that's for sure.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. As much as possible. I mean, I really enjoy Bear Den 7's poetry, but I never feel like my own voice carries it. So
Right.
I always give it to whoever I think is the strongest reader. Like if Rex is on with me, he definitely gets them. I'm like,
Right.
here you go.
Well, technically that should have been my read, but I gave it to Tim because it was written by a fella. And
Yes.
I
And
went to take Julie Buck because I figured it was a female voice.
right.
So,
Well, and that, and honestly, Tim is a great reader. So,
yes, absolutely. He did an okay job with it. It's a challenge. So there's nothing wrong with that.
absolutely.
Hey, somebody's here with us. I'm
Ooh,
going
Miss Naomi. Hello, Naomi.
Hey, hello.
to. Hello.
I already have a Halloween.
Oh, I see this. You're ahead of the game here. Absolutely.
Oh, it's nice. It's nice to
It's
hear you, Naomi.
Absolutely.
yeah, it's the first picture I had on my phone. I said, okay, let's just go with that.
Oh,
I
no,
was,
that is absolutely adorable. I like it.
yeah. So how are you girls?
She's getting
Oh,
geared up.
doing wonderful. Yourself?
Good, better, a little bit better.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to interrupt your show there. Where were you? In the middle of a
No,
poem, I
this
guess.
is our show. You are the other twisted sister. You are the missing link. The prodigal
Yes.
daughter. See, we finished up the whole read there. Prodigal daughter. So it's nice to have you join us. But I'll tell you what, the next piece I'm going to put up is "Why Do I Look at You Like This" by Julie Buck. Naomi,
Oh
want to hear a
wow.
read?
Hey, of course. Just
Well,
in time for Julie Buck. Wow.
Ah,
If I can get my phone to work now. Well, after is it up?
it is up. It's in LNP. You might have to
Ah, my
refresh
gracious.
because
Ever since this, anyway.
yeah, I know. I know. You don't even have to say it. I know.
Okay, there I have it. Okay. Why do I look at you like this? What a wonderful painting. Why do I look at you like this, you ask? Please, you know why. You take away everything I love, everything that comforts me, everything that loves me. My eyes have gone black. I know I'm not to understand everything, but I need to understand some things. This look is one of confusion, resentment, sadness. When I get angry and I look at you like this, I'm looking at you, Heavenly Father, because God, I blame you. You did this, God, because you are all knowing and you could have stopped at least some of my loss. Am I ashamed? I don't actually know. Let's just call it a coin toss. End poem.
Great read, Naomi.
Absolutely.
And Jean, your thoughts.
Wow. This piece, as Naomi was reading it, I'm going, wow, wow. But when it's all said and done and this piece is read, if you look back up at that image, you can see it on her face. Somehow this fits the prompt so well. Um, I mean, why do I look at you like this? You ask. Please, you know why. You take away everything I love, everything that comforts me, everything that loves me. My eyes have gone black. I know I'm not to understand everything, but I need to understand some things. I mean, I think she really, it's pretty spot on between the look on the painting and where she's going with this. And when you get down to where she says, "I'm looking at you, Heavenly Father, because God, I blame you. You did this, God." It all kind of comes to a head. You know, the pressure has built, and now she's getting to the root of what she's saying towards the end. So, well done, Julie. Nice share.
Oh, absolutely. Great comment, Jean. And your thoughts, Naomi.
Yeah, well, I really loved this, what Phil had to say about, about the poem and about Julie Buck's take on it. I think she was spot on there with the when you look at the painting, you look at those eyes, and then the way her lips are, just the mouth, the line of her mouth, it seems so set, and you can see the grief in those eyes. And I think, Julie took that art and really made it personal, made it herself, made it hers, and if I can say it that way. And yeah, the lines that Phil read too, are really, really heartfelt. When I was reading it, it was really touching. And yeah, really well done, Julie Buck. Amazing, right?
Absolutely.
Oops. Let's try this again. There we go. Great comment there, Naomi. I unmuted myself and muted myself back again within a split second. But
Yeah.
great, great observations there. Yeah, I really do appreciate within this particular painting the depth put into the eyes, and I really love how Julie has given a voice to this painting, and this is a raw, honest look at what it feels like to be going through a time of spiritual questioning, a time of questioning your own faith because you've been dealing with so much pain. And that, and you got to wonder, how is it that that God could allow all these hurtful things to happen. And I think many of us have been there, especially when we look at some of the most like horrible and ugly things that happen. And there's this questioning, that I think the questioning and is, I think, the most important part of this poem. And but I think this has an amazing emotional impact and is very well done. And back to you, Phil.
Okay. This next piece that I'm putting up is called 19 on 19 and Some Vinyl Records, only for Decorah, by Postwoman. The city moves like a splitting headache. The port gets migraine from the schedule of ships. A man who was disinherited by time from his ancestral occupation of catching pigeons sits and plays the flute. No one in particular is disturbed. No one in particular is entertained. Most things around me are ancient, even this bee buzzing as if for a century. Am I a poem in your poetry book? But I don't write, you want to say. But if I could, I reply without replying. Then you are more than one poem. You smile with your eyes, and I feel like them. Now, don't ask me what it feels like to be a poem. Are blue cups nice? Sea or turquoise? Something in between. Deep but not mysterious. Royal but not indigo. Does it keep the tea warm up until the last few pages of a Japanese paperback? Everything slips by, even Wolf in her room at all. I don't want to mention the hunger strike. I really don't. I only want to talk about the Battle of Dover. Tonight, sports is easier to love, more entertaining, wholesome, easier to process than a rhetoric of democracies. The wind makes waves and sends roofs and terraces into a mad frenzy. They make so much noise, insomniac dogs are bewildered and take pauses between barks. Meanwhile, a banana plant stem shakes like it has the potential to be a ghost. It survived the whims of our neighbors, who wanted to cut it off to make place for nothing in particular. I thought I wrote it already, but forgot by the time I realized I didn't. Denims are never out of fashion. They make the next generation nostalgic without them being able to rationalize why. The riverbank is overflowing. No one's editing it. The rough draft of nature is rapturous. A fish or two leap out, and the frog sings in between croaks. A wheat field at the threat of becoming a building complex remembers the agrarian patriarchs, the ghost on a coconut tree size. Would have been nice. It would have been so nice if tonight's match was the finale and not the bronze medal. Isn't bronze better than nothing? Yes, it's a forever kind of color. It looks like a koala bear, but it's only a cluster of leaves, a silhouette of a skyline, threatened by an asylum of apartments. When the sky is like a fresh bedsheet, can you smell the detergent? Sometimes I can smell the store assistant, the accountant, the kid who came with his mother to buy chips, mousse, and shoes. A dog hollered at the exact moment a cat jumped from a tin shade onto a parapet, or was it the other way around? The moon moved at the moment, too. I swear it did. Drink from the pages, the ink that spoke of Beowulf, but Moz ate some phrases. The gaps are also good for our eyes. That shift in boarding a yellow cab from the same location after 13 years. Shift in what? Alignment. End poem.
Wonderful read there, Jean. This is such a beautiful and captivating write with so much to take in. It's got this amazing scenery with these little details that really bring everything to life. There's wonderful use of personification, brilliant imagery and metaphors. I like her use of spacing and the way her lines flow. I see she's got this nice nod to Virginia Woolf. I like how she compares the idea of the individual self to being a poem. I also felt like there were certain parts in here that felt almost like a nod to either like fairy tales or children's poems, like or stories. A fish or two leap out, and the frog sings in between croaks. And then the mention of the dog. A dog hollered at the exact moment a cat jumped from a tin shade into a parapet, or was it the other way around? You know, like I feel like she's got like a combination of both the mystical and the whimsical within this right. And I like how this speaks on, to me, on a journey of balance, a journey of, you know, discovery of self, and just really observing all that's around you. And I thought there were great lines throughout, but I did especially like parts 12, 13, 14, and 15, you know, and it's part 14. Isn't bronze better than nothing? Yes, it's a forever kind of color. Like, I like how that gives a nod to me on the idea of winning a bronze medal, to where you're not quite the first two, but you know, but it also makes me think of the Bronze Age in through history. But wonderful write by Postwoman, and very well done. And I know Naomi is back with us. Hello, Naomi. Welcome back.
Hello.
And
Hello, yeah.
but I know you'll
Am I?
probably need some time to read that poem. So, Jean, you did a great read of that. Your thoughts?
I felt that this was an interesting read because it took me all over the place in all these different directions through the vignettes. But it was nicely done. I mean, I think there was a multitude of things that she put in front of us to think about. Um, and well, we all know me, right? I picked it up at vignette number 3. Am hang on. Am I a poet? Am I a poem in your poetry book? But I don't write. You want to say. But if you could, I reply without replying, then you are more than one poem. You smile with your eyes, and I feel like them. Now, don't ask me what it feels like to be a poem. I thought that there was an interesting section in this, and each section was very different than the one before it and the one after it. Each one was definitely a cluster all its own, which is what a vignette's supposed to be. They're supposed to be um, separate thoughts, is my understanding anyway. And I think in that respect, it was well done. I thought some of the ideas and thoughts throughout were kind of like, wow, because I was reading at the same time. I wasn't absorbing everything. I was kind of like, oh, wait a minute. How did that fit together? How does this all like pull together in the end? But I think it was nicely done, and I enjoyed it. The read was good. Not my read. The reading was not good. The read itself, I thought, was pretty good. Um, yeah, so clever piece, Postwoman, and thanks for sharing with us.
Oh, absolutely. Great comment, Jean. And Naomi, your thoughts.
I really like Postwoman's work. And every time I read it, like Phil just said, she takes us on a journey, doesn't she? Every time she writes, and I would have liked to have more time to look over the whole poem, but I did like the questions that you can ask yourself when you read, like the vignette, the number 5, are blue cups nice, sea or turquoise, something in between, deep but not mysterious, royal but not indigo. Does it keep the tea warm up until the last few pages of a Japanese paperback? It's just, so neat the way that she can come up with all these wonderful, inspirational little bits and pieces all over. She just takes you from one place to another and just captivates you at the same time. I was truly captivated all the way through. So, yeah, well done.
Oh, absolutely. I have to agree. Great comment there, Naomi. And back to you, Phil.
I knew she was going to say that.
Yeah.
Almost ready. Okay. Now, Pam, I think that brings me back to you. So, let's see what I have. Okay. This next piece is called Late Fall Peach Orchard Walks. So, and this is by Bookworm Dave 227. So, whenever you're ready, Pam.
All right. Wind blew that cold November afternoon. Most of the leaves already changed colors. My peaches came early this year. I think silently we made jams, jellies, preserves, and jarred so many. Some we ate as cobbler and or ice cream. Even more were eaten off the branches, white, yellow, and so many others. I can still taste the sweet taste of summer as I check the trees, preparing them for winter, hoping next year will be like this past season, sharing the fruit with a waiting world as the wind snaps a branch. A hound walking beside me barks at an unknown threat. Whether, I say to my hound, whose name was Stew, named for his favorite dinner, as we make our way back home, chores were waiting for us, preparing for a winter the farmer's almanac said would be brutal. Gently smells from home. Lunchtime, chores can wait. End poem. Oh my goodness gracious, that had me smiling and my mouth watering. And Naomi, your thoughts?
Absolutely. I really loved it. Me too. I was smiling all the way through. My peaches came early this year, I think silently. We made jams, jelly, preserves, and jarred so many. Some we ate as cobbler or ice cream. Yeah, it takes me back to, my mom and my great grandmother. And yeah, and August, the month of August. I don't know if you were thinking of that when you put up the contest, Pam, but yeah, it does take me back to August. The end of in the month of August when the things would become everything would become ripe and the gardens and we'd make all these jams and all these all everything from the garden. It was a big time of the year. Get ready for the winter. So yeah, really well done,
Yes.
Bookworm Dave.
Great comment, Naomi. Yeah, I wish I did as much canning as my grandmother and my aunts and my mom did. I think all the time, boy, I would love to, have the time and energy to, do that amount of canning. And yeah, so great comment, Naomi. And Jean, your thoughts? Are you on mute making the best comment you've ever made in your entire life?
I have, and I'm all done now. What is wrong with you, Pam? You're slow. Only kidding. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sitting here going, yeah. Yeah, I thought that this was a nice ekphrastic poem. Good imagery, and I think he did a nice job with this. I pick it up right from the beginning. I mean, he starts with that imagery, and the story was well told all the way through. The wind blew that cold November afternoon. Most of the leaves already changed colors. My peaches came early this year. I think silently. We made jams, jellies, preserves, and jarred so many. Some we ate as cobbler and our ice cream. It takes you in, and it takes you to that nostalgic place almost. I mean, it's almost a lost art. Um, but I think it was just nicely done. Um, yeah. So Bookworm Dave, I think you did a great job with this. Great piece all the way through.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, this was definitely a wonderful nostalgic ride and a treat for the senses. If you've never tried grilled peaches with vanilla ice cream, I highly recommend that. I mean, my mouth is watering with the idea of peach cobbler and ice cream.
Mhm.
I also really got a big smile out of the dog named Stu after his favorite dinner.
You're right.
Um, that was awesome, but wonderful imagery. Really captured the artwork and brought it to life, and great lines throughout. But I especially I can still taste the sweet taste of summer as I check the trees, preparing them for winter, hoping next year will be like this past season, sharing the fruit with a waiting world. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Just amazing lines and very well done by Bookworm Dave 227. So, thank you, Dave, for sharing this with us. It is very much appreciated.
Mhm.
And I'll be right back, Dean. And the one you're going to put up next, I'll be the last one to comment on it.
Okie dokie. Okay, this next piece I'm going to put up, I don't even know if I can pronounce it, but I'll give it a whirl. I just gave it a quick look over. This is called Innocence of Youthful Insouciance Intaglio, Scratched Forever. And this is by Eric Svensson. And I have an audio for this. So let me hit the button. And here we go. Oh no, 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 no. No, no, this one.
Innocent of youthful insouciance and tagler scratched forever. Rush of crushed pomegranate juice. Madrid painting opens memory sluice. Midsummer arrival as dusk settled over the dusty plains. Nonchalant taxi driver shrugged. An up-and-coming young Whitney Houston concert in Plaza de Toros. Still feel the pulse, sense the hum, tangible tangerine sunset at the spectral Madrid Central. Over-eager beaver to dive into this city, red neon rivers of light, jet lag exfoliated by sheer exuberance. Dizzy caress we spill around jam-crammed traffic circles, statuesque marble figures amid spewing water fountains, horses a galloping full thrust, bursting with unbridled energy, barely contained by bronze. Madrid, a sensory surround of foreign tongue, adorable Spanish lisp, radiant cadence rained upon an African-born student ears. Madrid in the 80s pulsated with life. Would Whitney Houston concert be the cherry on the laid Madrid cake? Rivers of movement as depicted in the painting, the heartthrob of an ancient city infused with art. Little ashes of Federico Lorca and Salvador Dali, African-born art history students step into a real-life textbook. Wondrous Prado and those indulgent paintings and purveyors of flesh in the park. Madrid's feisty soul reverberates through passionate paint pigments. Each day's tangerine sunset evokes surreal midsummer nights, hung out in bars, cafes, and the street dance club. Ever close, the quintessential Spanish lisp, feisty Mediterranean temperaments, suave, sleek matador swivels, red cape, a flaring rush of crushed pomegranate juice. Madrid painting opens a memory sluice, reignites the passion of the quintessential Spanish lisp. 'Tis this, so much to tell. Whitney Houston belted out Where Do Broken Hearts Go in Plaza de Toros. Thousands of little swaying flames held on high. Power of this Madrid painting astounds with its remembrance arousal. As yet a student cad in the 80s, with a heart still intact and unbroken, too excited to digest the song the taxicab driver played on the way to the concert. Bernie M. sang Free Mandela. Gestalt remembrance rushes back with the riotous red rivers in this painting, the metamorphosis touche of one-touched white South African after a month's sojourn in freedom, innocence of youthful insouciance in Tagler scratched forever. End poem.
Nice piece.
Wonderful reading right there, Eric. Thank you for the SoundCloud. It is very much appreciated. And just a reminder, everyone, if you're unable to call in, the next best thing is to make a recording of your poem, because then we get to hear your poetry in your voice or how you would like it to be heard. And Phil, your thoughts?
I thought that this was a great piece by Eric. And I say that because, every now and then he'll throw us out a piece and it's based on a memory, somewhere he's been, something he's done. And I think that this is one of those pieces. That's just a guess on my part. It's just a guess on my part. But he makes this sound too much like someplace he's been and something he's experienced. And it wouldn't surprise me if he was in Madrid and went to that Whitney Houston concert. I just have that feeling in my brain. I have no proof, but I have that feeling. I think he captured it nicely. Rush of crushed pomegranate juice. Madrid painting opens memory sluice. Midsummer arrival as dusk settled over the dusty plains. Nonchalant taxi driver shrugged. An up-and-coming young Whitney Houston concert in Plaza del Toros. The image, there's a familiarity in this piece, and I think that it was brought out by that image, and I think that it was nicely written, nicely expressed, and I thought it was pretty clever all the way through. That's the thing with Eric. You have to kind of get all his reference points, but I think the truth of the matter was he was in Madrid and saw Whitney Houston. I just think so. Maybe he'll tell me. He does
Well,
that.
there you go.
But nicely done and great take on that prompt, Eric. I like the parallel between the two, the write and the image.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And it is wonderful to see when Eric brings forth one of those rights that is, a memory that he shares with us.
Yeah.
So great comment there. And Naomi, your thoughts?
Yeah, I really like this piece. There's a kind of that when you look at the art, you see it's like it's going fast and there's these bright colors, but what stands out is the red, the oranges, and the yellows, and you kind of feel that when you read the piece, especially with the feisty Mediterranean temperatures, Sauve sleek matador, swivels red cape a flaring, and then the midsummer nights. You can imagine, I think he says the sunsets at one point, and and then of course the rush of crushed pomegranate juice, the paintings, the passion, the Spanish lisp. You get the sense of those colors, the fast, the going city, the movement in his piece. He just takes you there, makes you travel, and very well done, Eric.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Naomi. Yeah, I really enjoy this, that this particular painting has sparked this memory from Eric that he has shared with us. Wonderful imagery and metaphors. This is another poem that to me is an absolute treat for the senses. I like how he brings us back in time with him, because as you were saying, Naomi, we travel with him and experience Madrid the way he did. As a young South African man going to this country for the first time. It seems like, anyways, it has that idea to me of going for the first time. And I love the nod to the different artists and the musicians, and the idea of how passionate the people of Madrid are. And I thought there were just great lines throughout, but I did especially like Madrid, a century surround a foreign tongue. Adorable Spanish lisp, radiant cadence rained upon an African-born student ears. Madrid in the 80s pulsated with life. Would Whitney Houston's concert be the cherry on the layered Madrid cake? Wonderful lines and very well done. All right, and back to you, Phil.
Okay. Naomi, I'm going to come to you for this next one. It's called Into the Deep by Jody Melton. And whenever you're ready.
I haven't. Okay, there I have it. Okay, Into the Deep. Most people spend their lives where the oceans where the ocean only kisses their knees, where the bottom never disappears, where fear can still pretend it is wisdom. There they build white picket fences like monuments to certainty, park two faithful cars beneath familiar ports, raise two beautiful children, measure success in square footage, and Saturday trimmed with lawn mowers. There is nothing wrong with the shoreline except how quietly it escorts so many souls towards an undiscovered grave, never asking if they were made for deeper water. But somewhere beyond the breakers, where the sand abandons your feet and every wave speaks the language of risk, a different tribe keeps walking. The water climbs to their waists, their shoulders, their trembling lips. Soon they are standing on tiptoe, stretching their necks just to keep hope above the tide. This is where comfort dies. Here the ocean asks only one question: sink or swim? Many mistake the panic for proof they should have turned back, but those who surrender, not to fear but to movement, discover a miracle hidden beneath the terror. Their arms remember what their minds had forgotten. They could swim all along. Each stroke carries them farther from the applause of safety and closer to the continent where impossible dreams make landfall. The current that once threatened to bury them becomes the same current that carries them towards abundance. Success is rarely waiting where your feet touch bottom. It lives beyond certainty, beyond excuses, beyond the final place you can still stand. The shore calls from them reckless, the sea calls them faithful. And fortune, that shy old sailor who never visits crowded beaches, finds them miles from land, breathing deeper than they ever have, their hearts rising and falling with the waves they once feared, because courage is not the absence of drowning. It is discovering only after leaving the safety of the shallows that the ocean was never your enemy. It was a place you were born to swim. And poem.
I'll read, Naomi, and what an amazing write by Jody Melton. And your thoughts, Jean?
I thought this was an excellent piece, as always. Um, Yay, I am off mute. Yay. I thought this was an excellent piece. Great take on the chosen prompt. I thought there were wonderful thoughts shared within the right. And there's so many of them, which is written in true Jody fashion. I picked it up, but somewhere beyond the breakers, where the sand abandons your feet and every wave speaks the language of risk, a different tribe keeps walking. The water climbs to their waist, their shoulders, their trembling lips. Soon they are standing on tiptoe, stretching their necks just to keep hope above the tide. This is where comfort dies. Here the ocean asks only one question: sink or swim? Yeah, I think this is just fabulous all the way through. So excellent job, Jody, and thanks for sharing with us.
Absolutely. Great comment. And Naomi, your thoughts?
Yeah, I really like the philosophical twist that he put on this, and the how he took the painting, which is absolutely gorgeous, by the way, and and put his own personal twist on it. To sink or to swim, to be swallowed up, or to fight, to be strong and fight, and to recognize that, like he says, it was a place you were born to swim. Everybody gets their chance, I guess, their place. You just have to reach out and seize it. So great poem by Jody Melton for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I have to agree. Great comment there, Naomi. Yeah, I love the consistency and tone in this. I thought, there's such beautiful and thoughtful and philosophical lines. Does a wonderful write on facing life's challenges. And I thought there were great lines throughout, but I especially like many mistake the panic for proof they should have turned back, but those who surrendered not to fear but to movement discover a miracle hidden beneath the tear. Their arms remember what their minds had forgotten. They could swim all along. Wonderful lines and very well done. All right, Jill. Jill? What did I? Apparently, I'm combining Jean and Jill. So I.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pill. I've been called worse, Kim. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yes, I'm telling you. Okay, Pam, I'm coming back to you. This one is called Attention by Angela Aquino. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Bloom placed in sight of vast space, internal freedom taking in by colors, blinded by the feeling it brings, passion by the aura of contact, eyes become the touching ground guiding, as one can fumble many times over, energy slowing down with brighter lights of lavender, with deep purple and greens, letting in an inevitable, scratching beyond both surface and the unfolding process to be enjoyed, catching a glimpse of joyous wonder. Seeing is more than what is in the minds of many who dare to travel, held by anyone's change, memorized. End poem. That is absolutely a beautiful write by Angela Aquino. And your thoughts, Naomi?
Can you come back to me, Pam? Because I'm having trouble working this new AP site. By the time I get to the poem, it's almost over by the time I get it up.
I get it.
Sorry.
I get it. No
Sorry.
problem. And Jean, your thoughts?
And the wheels on the bus go round and round.
Bump.
Yeah, nobody's thrown me under the bus in a long time, Naomi. Thank you. I'm just kidding. This was a lovely write. The image itself is very pretty. I like the colors in it. And I think Angela captured something in it, in this painting, and she did it well. Bloom placed in sight of vast space, internal freedom taking in by colors, blinded by the feeling it brings, passion by the aura of contact, eyes become the touching ground, guiding. Her poem just kind of walks through the image somehow. I don't know how to explain what I'm feeling from this, but as anyone can fumble many times over, energy slowing down with brighter lights of lavender and deep purple and greens, letting in the inevitable, scratching beyond both surface and the unfolding process to be enjoyed. I think that she's really touched on something in this image, and it was just, I don't know, it was just lovely. I don't know how to explain it. It's not, she didn't describe the image, she touched on the image, and it's just a sense that you get from it, from the write itself. She speaks with that passion by the aura of contact, and it has a soothing effect to some degree, and I think it was just really nicely written. So nice job, Angela, and thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. I really enjoyed this. I mean, as much as I sound kind of tongue-tied, it's just hard for me to express what's going through my mind, because it's more of a sensational thing than an absolute thought, So it would take me a while to come up with it. But nice job. Thanks.
Oh, I get that. Wonderful comment, Jean. Yeah, I feel like this is a very meditative write. Like it connects with the artwork on a spiritual level, and it makes you feel relaxed as how you feel when you're walking by and you smell those lilac trees.
Yeah.
I love the imagery in this. I love that you can see the connection to the artwork, and yet it stands so beautifully on its own. And I like that this is the process, of taking in the beauty of the world around you. And I thought there were great lines throughout, but I did especially like that second stanza. Very well done. And Naomi, your thoughts.
Yeah, right from the title, attention. Right there, it makes it you stop and hesitate, and I get from what you're saying, like what Phil said, that it's hard to describe, but and then Pam, you kind of did, when you said, that it's more than just looking at the bloom itself. It's everything, from that the lilac is, from the color, which Angela has in here, from the scent of it, everything, it makes you, it calls you to attention. That's what it does. And it makes you stop, and it makes you, wonder. And then she has joyous wonder in there too. And then it makes our mind travel, when you really stop in front of it and meditate and see it and study it, and dwell in that moment. So I really think that Angela touched on something really cool. Right with this poem.
Oh, I have to agree. Great comment, Naomi. And back to you, Phil.
Okay. It sounds like Pam wants another poem. Let's me go and get one. Okay. I think that this is supposed to be my read. So, here we go.
Oh, I just realized the time is 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
All right. Well, one last poem.
just one more. It's closing time. Last call.
Oh, this isn't one of those that they drop you off in the middle of the ocean, is it?
No.
Like the last.
Oh God, how abrupt was that?
Like, over.
Yeah, you get half a word out. It's like bam, bye. Yeah, that was kind of rude. Okay, now this next piece is called "Beside the Creek" by Kathy Cross. They broke ground beside the old creek, leveled the bank, poured in bright colors, metal towers rising like castle peaks, a rubber floor, soft as a promise, even a little rain that stays on its track. Parents nod at the pavilion shade, picnic tables lined with a tidy row of chores, benches waiting for someone to rest from all this careful modern merriment. But my kids run straight past the newness, past the castle turrets and the plastic train, down to the dry creek bed where the old white willows still breathe. There the air cools into soft vapor, a hush of leaf-borne mist that settles on their shoulders as they drag branches into forts and teepees, building worlds from what the creek remembers. And I sit in the willow's breath, watching them choose the wild place over the planned one, smiling at how childhood still knows where the real magic is. End poem.
Great read, Jean. Oh, this is such a beautiful and heartfelt write by Kathy Cross. I love the imagery in this. I like how she takes us back to the enjoyment and the innocence and fun of childhood. To the idea of her kids enjoying nature, enjoying the outside. And that's unfortunately nowadays. they're playing so many video games that there's not as much of this stuff happening. So it really makes my heart feel good, and it really makes me smile to read this. And I thought there were such wonderful lines throughout, but I did especially like those last two stanzas. Very well done by Kathy Cross. And Naomi, your thoughts?
Brought me back to my own childhood, eh? Like probably most of you it did. You know, me and my brothers, my cousins, the teepees and the forts and the creeks and the old branches and yeah, really brought me back to that childhood. So thank you so much, Kathy Cross, for that beautiful, beautiful write.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Naomi. And back to you, Jean.
Okay, well, I love this piece, and I thought it was a great ekphrastic poem again. And it was nicely expressed. And I love those last three stanzas very much. I thought it was just very well done. And with that being said, 'tis the end of our evening. How about it?
Yes.
Pam, great show, great prompts. I'm sure that Pam will let everyone know where the carryovers will be read.
Yeah, I'm thinking next week, beginning of Twisted Tuesday.
There you go. Tim, thank you for calling in and joining us. We appreciated your help in reading. Naomi, it was great to have you back.
Yeah,
Time. You know,
absolutely.
around.
What's going on tomorrow?
Oh, we're having the artist seduction. That's it.
Yeah,
We have no contest. We have
okay.
We have it's magic.
And it's you girls.
Yes, it's me and Pam.
Okay, so I'll try and join you tomorrow if I get as lucky as tonight. I said things are slow. Sorry, I got in late tonight, but try and get there earlier tomorrow.
There you go. Well, we'll be here, and we'd be happy to have you join us.
Absolutely, me too.
Yes, should be a good night. And thank you for your contribution to the show. And so everybody have a wonderful night. As I said, Pam, great job, and look forward to it. And tonight we have, what's tonight? Oh, Parts Inner, Parts Ain't. Good God. I remember
Yes.
what night it was. Parts Inner, Parts Ain't with Ephesiana and...
Should be Robbie.
Okay, and Robbie. I wasn't sure if it was Robbie or if Babbler was back. So I hope everyone will tune in and give them a listen. And
that's neat.
have a wonderful night.
Good evening, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Sleep tight.
It's good to have you around, Naomi. Take care.
Nice to be here. Bye, everybody.